So you might have heard of Season 9 and the new content that released a few weeks ago, and you're probably wondering if it's worth coming back to Division 2 in 2022 after almost 2 years of no content. In this video I will try to share with you how the game is right now, what state the game is at the moment, if its future is looking promising, and if it's worth spending some time and some hours playing this again or for the very first time. So let's get right into it. First of all, the developers have said that Year 4 will include even more new content than the one we have right now. Right now we're going through Season 9, which will last I think 3 with 4 months, I don't remember exactly how long. So I'm hoping that we will get at least 2 more seasons throughout the Year 4 of the game. Seasons, however, are not really new content since we do the same missions and the same open world activities that we have been doing over 3 years at this point. In this new season, Season 9, they introduce pretty much some sort of a new mission which pretty much take place in older mission places when it comes to taking down the primary target for your manhunt. Other than that, however, it's still pretty much the same content. The true new content until now has been the new game mode called Countdown and a new system called Expertise. The new game mode got a lot of hate from the community for reasons I honestly don't understand. It's hands down the best game mode for PvE players. It's pretty fast, pretty simple to understand, and has the best rewards in the game since at the time of making this video it has the highest drop rate. You can also change the targeted loot on it, which makes things even better for you. It can also get very challenging in case you decide to go in there solo or in a group smaller than 4 or 5 people. Yes, in case you didn't know that Countdown is an 8 players mode that has the same difficulty no matter how many players join. So it's not like the open world missions or Summit where the difficulty scales depending on the amounts of players that you have in your group. So groups with 2 players and groups with 8 players will deal with the same NPCs. So in reality that means that anything less than 3 or 4 players gets really challenging. The Expertise system is the new system that we got. It's meant to make our players more powerful. Instead of a level increase, they decided to add this system instead. It requires a lot of farming for materials or items or even both, and at the end when you reach your max level at your Expertise upgrades, all your items and all the benefits that you will get from it pretty much get summed up to plus 20% weapon damage as well as an extra blue core. I know it doesn't sound like much, especially the 1 extra blue core that we're gonna get. However, the 20% weapon damage is actually quite a big difference, especially when we're talking about end game builds. It takes a really long time to actually max out the Expertise level. It takes a very long to farm for all the materials, and it's actually something that, the way I see it, it's not supposed to be complete in a couple of days or in a couple of weeks. Personally, I'm taking it slow, I'm enjoying my time with the game, and I'm not in a hurry. I'm only level 4 or 5 at the moment and the max is level 20. Of course, there are players who have already maxed it out. However, I don't see a point to that since then I'm gonna complain that I have nothing else to do in the game for God knows how long. Other than that, the new gear that we have gotten till now consists of a new brand set, a new gear set, 2 new weapons, both with named and unnamed versions, a new talent and 3 new exotics, an LMG, a mask and a marksman rifle. The new gear set that we got as well as the exotics are actually very interesting. The 2 new weapons that we got, both their named and unnamed versions of them, are unique and actually help when it comes to the diversity of the builds. The exotics are really interesting, especially the the LMG, which can be used in support builds, as well as the mask that gives you both weapon damage and self-healing. So that's something totally unique in the game. Overall, the new gear is pretty good, I would say. However, right now it doesn't feel enough. The new content is nothing crazy in particular. The team that works in Division 2 right now is a much smaller team than it used to be. This means that it takes time to produce new content, but also that they need to be very efficient with the resources and not waste any time, any long period of time or any manpower on something that actually doesn't end up making it into the final game. So they need to be very careful with what they invest their timing. With that being said, things are of course much better than they used to be for the last 2 years that the game had literally zero support. We didn't know what was coming, when it was coming, or even if we would end up getting something. All we had were rumors and the developer team coming out and saying we're working on something, we will let you know more about it in a little while, and then they went MIA for God knows how long, 6, 4, 5, 9 months. So obviously the game, it's in a much better state, and if what they're saying right now that they're going to continue the support throughout this entire year 4 of the game, that means that with new seasons we're most likely going to get new gear as well. My personal opinion is that the game is worth playing, at least for now. The new content is fun, and the developers have teased us by saying that this is just the beginning. So in case you haven't played in a long time, if you return now, you will have a couple of things to do. You may not keep playing for years, but I'm guessing at least a few months with the new seasons, etc. will keep your attention. In case you haven't played Division 2 at all and you're thinking about getting the game now for the very first time, as I've always said, you have plenty of things to do and you can spend hundreds of hours before you complete everything. The game is in a much better state now than it has been for a very long time, almost 2 years. So if you find the game in a good price, go ahead, buy the new game, go level 30. If you see that you enjoyed, buy the expansion, Warlords of New York, go level 40 and start your end game journey. So that's it pretty much, guys. If you found the video helpful and you enjoyed it, please make sure to drop a like and to subscribe. I really appreciate it and it really helps me a lot. We're getting closer to 2,000 subscribers. I really appreciate all the support you have been showing. Have a wonderful day, everybody. Bye bye.